Watching this video, I want to go ahead and give you guys a pretty quick update. We found out about a week ago that they're going to be doing a complete revamp on this server on Desteria. We are part of the Edane realm. Our faction name is Legendary, like legendary, but with an A. But basically what we're going to do here is this is going to be our farewell video to all the stuff that we decided to spend about 400 hours building, because it will be gone as of tomorrow. So as sad as it is, as much as it is one of those things where you want to get really destroyed about it and get all mad because of all your hard work and dedication goes down the drain. But the coolest thing about it is I'm really not mad, because now as of tomorrow it'll be an equal playing field and everybody will start at zero. So it'll give us a good opportunity to kind of rise above the occasion, to allow ourselves to kind of stretch ourselves to the limit and actually build this kind of base to the level that it is way faster than before. It took us about 350 to 360 hours, at least a person, to get to where we are right now, conglomerate. So there are some people that are not in the picture right now that are part of our faction. They're not here to say goodbye, but they already said goodbye earlier. So we're going to kind of go do a quick tour of what we had, not only just to kind of, I guess, gloat in the buildsmanship and the craftsmanship of our guys, but also as a video memory, because once this is gone, this is going to be the only memory of everything that we worked for. So what we have here is our chest room. It really turned out pretty good. We collected the heads of other players over a long period of time. We actually were very, very organized. We made it a huge push to be organized, to make sure we knew where everything was. I mean, we have everything you can think of organized by type, and we really loved it. We love the way this turned out. We're probably going to end up doing this again. We're going to make it look a little bit different next time. Won't look exactly the same, but it'll be this kind of layout, because this is a layout that works. So but that's our chest room. What we have in here, if you guys want to follow me, we have our 32 cal spawner grinder. This thing averages about $120,000 every 2 hours, 3 hours. So with 32 cal spawners, honestly, it just works out really well. That's kind of one of our money makers, as you can tell. I mean, it makes a lot. We just emptied this not too long ago. So up here we have our mob, our experience grinder. We have 2 zombie pigman spawners, 4 cave spider spawners, 2 regular spider spawners, 2 zombie spawners, a witch spawner, and I think that's it. But the thing is, this was a flawless way to get experience and items. I mean, it just works out so good. So many, I mean, especially with the looting 3 sword, we could not go wrong. We were very, very satisfied with how it turned out. Keep in mind, people, that you can basically put almost any spawner you want in there, and it'll just push it to the edge so you can hit it. But yeah, it works out really good. We have it on both sides, so we not only have a spawner on this side, but we also have a spawner on the other side that is equivalent to it. To our right, we had our enchanting room. We've enchanted so many books, it's crazy, in the time that we were on board. On this side, we had the same thing. We got chests with all the items we get from mobs. It just works out really well. I mean, I would definitely recommend everybody have at least one of these in their base, just to be able to have good income flowing in. So that concludes that part. Over here we have our main income maker, which is our IG spawner. Just insane amounts of ingots it would create. We just emptied this not too long ago, but it has been more than a blessing when it comes to money in our faction to have those IGs going at all times. Kind of how we would do it, we'd hop up here at night before I went to bed. This is an AFK pool. Most people know what those are. But another thing we kind of did, which may be a good idea for some of you, was we put in a fishing pond down here, and we had a fishing find. So anything you find when you're fishing, you throw it in here. Therefore, you don't have to sit there and be AFK. You can just be fishing for a long period of time and having fun fishing, and also getting cows to grind and IGs to grind at the same time. So that was honestly a great little asset to our base. Next thing we got going on over here, which let me go ahead and introduce you to the 2 players that are following me around. We have Flash Fragger L here. This is my little brother Luke. Luke, how old are you again?
12 years old.
12 years old. Okay, so we got Luke, who is 12 years old. We have a basketball JL here. And that is Jake, my other little brother, the youngest of the two. Jake, you are 11 years old. I know that because you're 1 year younger than the 12-year-old. And then over here, so that concludes then. There are multiple other people that are part of our faction right now. Just a couple shout outs. We got Wolf Gal. She's out of Indiana. We've got My Name is Wolf. That is Claudia. She is actually from Australia. And then we also have a girl named Sophia. And then also the, I think we may have just had one person drop out not too long ago, but that was called Love Pink. But this is what was our Blaze spawner. It works out pretty good. Normally it actually comes over and will smash their head. They come down here, they fall in, they smash their head, and then you can hit them with your hand and kill them in one hit. Great money, you know, when it's working, but with all the mob and spawn clears in this game, it clears every 15 to 20 minutes. Honestly, it kind of is detrimental to that. So, over here we have our cactus spawner. Kind of honestly a joke. I know it sounds funny, but cactus, unless you have a gigantic farm, it really is not worth it. If you look at our top one, I mean, this would take maybe 45 minutes to make that many cactuses, and it seems like there's a lot of cactuses up there, but there's only about 32, and it just does not create. It does not seal the deal for me. I would definitely not go back again if I had that opportunity. I would not put that there. So, you know, you live and you learn. These walls, the walls you're seeing around here, these are all obsidian walls, and to the outside of that wall is pure water, and that water will go all the way from 100 block mark to bedrock. That obsidian wall goes, and you'll see here in a little bit how big our base really is. But honestly, I mean, here's the thing: it's one of those go big or go home moments. You know, you can sit there and make a tiny base, which is easier to create and all that fun jazz. But here's the thing: the bigger the base is, the more opportunity you can do within it. So as you can tell, we have plenty of space in our base. This is our subfloor between our first floor and our second floor. We really never used it for too much stuff. You know, it worked out good for what it was, but and this is our first floor. This is kind of our bread and butter up here. We got our laboratory where we have everything organized by potion type. We were able to make basically a real business out of this, where we have every potion you can think of, and we keep a stock of it at all times. I'm not going to show you all of those. That would be too time consuming. But that's basically how we would do it. We would just have all these set up. We'd have one chest for all the ingredients, and then every other chest was for the outcome or the product. So this was actually one of the first big things we created in our faction, was we created an underground communal wheat farm, so we can actually make some pretty good income. You know, doing this room was about $5,600 every time you turn it in. So when you think about that, you know, that's not a lot of money, $5,600, but it's also, it's basically it's very automatic. You know, these things grow back. They're not too hard to replant. And in the very beginning, you don't have a lot of money. So this is one of the best ways you can really get yourself off on the right foot. Next thing I want to show you was our original chest room. This was our chest room. The first one we created when we first moved to this location after we got raided on another part of the world. This is honestly like a leftovers chest. We have no idea what half the stuff is. It just got left over and it never made it downstairs. And we're actually pretty much okay with that. It's totally fine. It really doesn't need to make it downstairs. That's why it's leftovers. So, up here, which I'm not sure if you can still see it. I might have covered it up. No, actually you can. Up here is what was actually left over of our first hidden chest room that got bombed pretty heavily, actually. These two obsidian pieces you see are actually what's left over of the cannon that hit us. Kind of crazy. That was before we put the obsidian walls up. That was before everything. That was in the beginning. We just thought we had a nice little hidden room that no one would ever find. And we came on and we logged in one day and it was gone. It was blown to smithereens. So, up here is a little way that we walk up to our original kind of smaller wheat farm. Nothing too big. We actually, it used to be a lot bigger. We cut that off. When we built this wall, we cut this entire room in half because it was not part of our actual quarantined land. Same with this room. This room used to be twice as big. It also got cut in half. And this is actually something I just built last night, not knowing that they're going to be resetting the servers tomorrow. So this is actually the 100 block mark obsidian on all four sides. This was about $1.4 million worth of obsidian I spent to build this. It looks huge because it is. It's a gigantic base that we have. And the thing is, that obsidian goes all the way from up there to bedrock. So talk about a pretty big chore going from bedrock to 100 blocks above bedrock. So that's that part. Next thing I'm going to show you is actually we have a hidden chest room. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn there so that you can see it. And how that works. See here. How that works is we basically made a little tiny, like kind of like almost not really even looked at little tunnel down here. This is actually where we used to have. Ironically, we built a little dorm room for our villagers back when we had villagers, and then they despawned and we lost them and they never came back. So, you know, it is what it is. But we had that room for them. We had little dormitories. They had some bookcases in case they want to read, or maybe they want to harvest the farms, or do some sleeping, or admire the paintings. It's up to them. They're villagers. They don't have anything better to do. And this was our hidden chest room where we had kind of, I guess, kind of our overflow of items. I mean, as you can tell, we definitely had overflow on enchanted books. These are all, majority of these are actually level 30 enchants, which if you add that up, that's a heck of a lot of levels that we earned. You know, we had this where we had all of our kind of essential materials just kind of in chests in case we needed them. We also have our spawners we built. You know, we are not spawners, our kit chests. So we had basically a chest for each level of kit. Therefore, if we ever want to sell a full kit to somebody, they can have access to that. And that goes all the way up to legend rank. Flash Fragger L, he is god rank, and so is Basketball JL. They're both gods within the kit server. I'm a legend. I decided to make the investment and kind of go a step beyond that just to have that. You know, potions, we have, you know, potion chests up here in case we ever need to overflow those as well. Obviously, with the laboratory the way it is, there would never be a need for that. Gonna kind of go back down here. Actually, I'm gonna go to spawn, make it a little faster for you. But we have a couple more things to show within the base. No, there's the biggest thing about this is we wanted to make sure all of our assets were covered, all of it. We want to make sure if we're in this base, anything that we would need, we wouldn't have to go to the shop to buy. You know, and we did that. I mean, there's almost everything you can think of we can create within our own base. And that was kind of important when it comes to not having money, is if you don't have money and you want an item, you don't want to sit there and wait to get the money to buy it. You just want to be able to go grab it. You know, these are all of our cow spawners up above that cow grinder I showed you in the beginning. Just kind of showing you the layout on how we did it. We had 8 on each side, and then we had 2 levels of 8 on each side. So we had a total of 32 cow spawners running at the same time, and it worked out great. I mean, this thing makes so much meat and steak, it's crazy. It's hard to keep up with. But you know, this is a solid grinder. This is something that you're not having to put too much maintenance into. Not too much, really, honestly, work in the beginning. When you think about it, a cow grinder, a cow spawner only costs $50,000. But when you have 32 of them, it actually adds up pretty fast. It's about $1.5 million worth of spawners here. So, in the beginning, this is the first grinder we ever built. So think about us trying to raise money to buy each and every one of these spawners. It's pretty honestly crazy because we were able to do it. So down here, we kind of just threw this in here just in case we need some wool. I didn't really like the layout of it, but just had just a little mini sheep spawner in here in case we need some sheep. I think because they jumped all over the ground, it all became dirt, so therefore they won't spawn anymore. I don't really know why that is. Maybe it's because there's no sunlight down here, but all the grass became, well, there's one grass left. All the grass became dirt, and that thing can't even spawn anymore. It doesn't even work. So, that's one, I mean, I would fix it, but it's all going to be gone in a day. So, other than that, I do want to show, I want to kind of show you, our castle, which, honestly, Luke, Jake, do you guys know how we can even get out there anymore?
Yes.
can you spawn out there? Let me spawn to you because I actually don't have a home set there anymore.
Okay.
Appreciate that. And you guys are totally allowed to chime in here if you guys have anything you want to say. I mean, don't hesitate. I mean, you guys, we're all part. Here's the thing about Legendary. You know, we're a Christian faction. I'm not afraid to say it. You know, our description is a band of brothers unified and fighting the good fight of the faith. What I mean by fighting the good fight of the faith is we're basically being lights in the darkness on this game. We're out there, you know, helping other people and doing things unconditionally and being generous with things and giving things away, not for our own glory, not for, you know, people to say, wow, you guys are the best, man, you guys are so awesome. It's not about that. It's about representing a higher power, representing, you know, our Savior. So therefore people know, wow, you know what, maybe there's something different about those people. Maybe there's something that we can actually, you know, learn from them. Maybe we should hang out with them a little bit more. And all those things are important, you know. But that's one of the biggest reasons that we have that, you know, that we kind of do that. This is our actual, we built a faction castle just so we can have representation on the map. And what this is basically just a big 100% symmetrical castle. Down below goes to our mines, which we took a tunnel. We built a mining tunnel that went 1,300 blocks long and was 9 blocks wide and 3 blocks tall. And we even repaired all of it to make it all match. Which, that was another little chore that maybe could have been avoided. Now, if you notice, there's actually a wall missing here. This castle got bombed last month. We rebuilt it for the most part, but there's quite a few pieces still missing. But this castle was supposed to be a representation of our faction. You know, it shows our crafty work. It shows our ability. It shows people that we are not the type of people that don't care about anything. You know, we really do care. You know, we want things to look good. We want people to know that we take pride in our work. You know, this is not something that goes unnoticed. And I'm going to kind of show you the thing I did last night from the outside. But it's just one of those things, you know, and as I do, thinking about the fact that this server is going to be going away and how many hours, which, by the way, Luke, can you go ahead and tell me how many hours are above my head right now?
505.
How many?
505.
505 hours. So, keep in mind that this server is about to reset, and 505 hours of gameplay ago, this all began. So, it's pretty, I mean, it's a little bit nerve-wracking for me to know that, I mean, as of tomorrow night, it's all going to go away and it'll never come back again. And the only thing that's going to, you know, give us the ability to remember is the fact that we have this video. This video is going to be the only representation we have of what we created. So,
and here's a little tip. You can actually check your hours by just doing /hours. It tells you how long, how many hours you played, how many minutes, how many seconds.
Wow. 505 hours later, I'm still learning things new. That's funny. This was Love Pink. She was part of our faction. She built a little mini house in a pool. It didn't really, she didn't stay on very long. But she left her house behind, so that's cool. This is one of the girls in our faction built this little, I guess that'd be a creeper face. And she wrote wolf down there. I guess they decided to catch on fire. That's kind of cool. You want to get out of there, Luke? No? Or maybe not. Actually, go ahead. You guys just go. Hey, Luke?
Yeah?
Your armor broke, didn't it?
Oh, I took it off for some reason.
Well, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I kind of forgot lava does lava damage.
Okay, well, that just happened. Jake, can you stay here and let me spawn to you? Because that just happened on camera. That's really funny. I was like, way to go, Luke. You really made a good entrance. That really just sealed the deal on this video. I'm going to put that in the description.
I only lost, 1 heart, and then I took my armor off, and I noticed it says at 3 hearts. I was like, what the heck?
Well, normally when you take armor off, you're a lot more vulnerable. So, but yeah, this is actually the base from the outside, just to kind of show you the enormity of it. It is this big on both this side and the other side, and about half as big on the sides. Um, this is what you would consider an actual unraidable base. I mean, it is possible to get in on a normal, to break through these walls if you have the right setup. But the thing is, these walls, I mean, that water pours all the way down to the bedrock. So, I mean, when they try to use their hybrid cannons and they think that they can get in, the truth is they can't. And even if they were to get in, the funny thing is that whole room means nothing. That won't allow them any access to anything that's valuable. This is really just kind of a deterrent. It just kind of gets people to think that this is where all of our stuff is. So therefore, they bomb the heck out of this and finally make it inside. Really only to be disappointed. So, but that's pretty much, I guess that's pretty much all of the stuff to show off for, our faction. Other than the fact that, I mean, we have tons of rare items that we've collected, a lot of like Nex items and, stuff that we've earned through PvP. And it's not a waste. It's not all gone. It's not like, we lose anything. If anything, we gain more respect from this. Now we have documentation that we know what we're doing, and when we come back and we take the top of the list, we rise the charts. It'll just be that much more of an influence because people will know where we came from. People will know that, wow, here's a faction who actually legitimately was organized and built some cool stuff. And but that's pretty much all I got to say. Definitely keep tuning in. We're going to be kind of doing some updates as we build the new faction on the new server. It's going to be 10 times better in half the time spent. So just definitely keep updated. If you guys don't mind, whoever ends up watching this video will end up on YouTube. If you do not mind, I would super appreciate a subscribe. I'm at ground zero right now. I mean, right now I am in the very beginning stages. I'm kind of a late bloomer when it comes to video blogging, but I definitely want to have a bigger impact. I want to help more people if I can. Maybe influence some young kids and teach them how to be respectful. But all that starts with having support. So if you guys don't mind subscribing, I appreciate that. Tune in. I would probably say within 2 weeks we should be posting a video of kind of our new location and kind of the groundwork of what we're trying to do here with Legendary Faction. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and you